There it goes. All right. So starting over here, we're going to be watching me storyboard and talking about the 5 things that storyboards have to have in order to get an A in our class. And I want you guys to take notes, whether that's on a piece of paper or on your computer, or if you want to try and do your own little trial storyboards along with me, that's fine. It's not about artistic ability. It's about conveying information, and it's about clarity and using the right terms and things we've been talking about. So the first thing that a storyboard has to have to get an A is it has to be the right panel size and shape. So a couple ways we can solve this. One, I've uploaded onto our teams this 2x2 storyboard template for you to print out. If you're a little bit cleaner of a writer, you can do this 2x3 storyboard panel if you want. If your printer is not working, you can use a gift card and just use your gift card and your pencil and do a quick trace of that, and do that 6 times on a page, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that will get you the correct panel size and shape. Right? It's rectangular. It's about 16:9 ratio, and it's nice and big. Nothing smaller than a gift card type size, right? I've had people try to turn in storyboards to me before that were like tiny, tiny little. I mean, that's the size of my thumbnail. And they'd be like, well, he's going to be here and he's going to go across this way. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't see what's going on here. So that's what I mean by size. It's got to be big, shape, got to be rectangular, 16:9. Okay. That's the first piece a storyboard has to have to get an A. The second thing that a storyboard has to have to get an A is the shot number. Okay, this is really easy on the templates because both templates have little boxes. This one has a circle, this one has a box, probably could be a little bigger, but shot number 1 right there. And then I'm going to go to shot 2, and I keep breaking the lead on this pencil, shot 3 and shot 4. If you were here, you'd go 1, 2, 3, 4. And these are important for not only pre-production, but for production and post-production as well, because once you get outside with your crew and you start shooting, you look at the shot, you then put the shot on your slate, right, of whatever shot number it is, and the take and all that, and it all matches up. And then when you go to edit, your editor can look at the shot number on the slate and know that it matches with this one in the storyboard and know the order and all that kind of good stuff, and everyone stays on the same page. It's nice also when you're outside working, once you get the shot, you can give it the old check. We nailed it, it's done, and you know that that shot's done when the shot number is checked off. I don't recommend Xing out the whole board and being like, we got it. That's kind of a waste. I just like to check mark the number, and that lets me know that I have recorded that shot. All right, third thing, and this is where we start drawing. The third thing is you have to have the framing of your shot. Okay, so what do I mean by the framing of your shot? Well, here's, like I said, this is where we really start to get after it. Okay, so got my board, got my shot number, panel size and shape. You guys can't see it, but on my screen, I've pulled up my screenplay for my Rap Battle Wizards movie. So exterior, house 3, DVHS day. A kid, Jimmy, who's scrawny and nerdy looking with taped together glasses, is being chased by Billy, who's large and imposing and scary looking. Billy chases Jimmy across house 3, jumping over railings. Papers fly out of Jimmy's arms as he runs. All right, so when I read that, I have to decide, how do I want to show this? What do I want my audience to see? What is the first shot of the movie that they're going to see? I think the way that I'm going to start this movie is I'm going to start with an extreme wide shot. So I'm going to write my abbreviation of XWS down here at the bottom, and I'm going to draw an extreme wide shot, right? That's what I mean by framing. If your first shot, you say extreme wide shot, you got to draw an extreme wide shot. If you say close up, you got to draw a close up. You got to draw the proportions correct. All right, so I'm going to start my movie. Let's see, it's exterior house 3 day. Let's see here, house 3. There's that that railing ramp that goes right here, and then there's kind of that elevated section, and the stairs are right here, building like this, and then the building also kind of comes here. The grass is kind of a triangle like that. The leadership room is over here, something like that. Let's see, those are the stairs. And then I also like to do a little bit of color. I get my colored pencils out, right? The roof of Deer Valley is teal. There's teal doors up there in house 3, right? Here's another door here. The lawn is green. You know, you don't need a ton of stuff like that. Let's see here. This is that ramp here, something like that. And then this is kind of the leadership room. And basically, let's see, this is the end of that building there. And this is like that hill area thing. So this is house 3, and I'll even put like a nice little house 3 on it. But what I want is I want my characters, I want them to come from behind by the parking lot. And let's see here, Jimmy here, he's gonna be running. Don't make fun of my my bad stick figures here and my bad art. And then the other guy, Billy, he's further behind, so he can be a little smaller. All right, and then he's gonna go this way. All right, so because I've said that I'm drawing an extreme wide shot in my first shot, I'm putting a lot more effort into the location, right? Extreme wide shots are about location. So in the storyboard, I'm doing a lot of not description, it's not the right word, detail into my location and less detail into my characters. Another trick I like to pull is I like to color code my characters. It makes it a little easier to know who's who when they're both in the page at the same time. Hey, brother. So because it's an extreme wide shot, I'm drawing a lot of information about the location, right? This is house 3. These guys are going to run and come around the corner from the back parking lot and then head kind of curve around and head towards this railing here. And that brings us to the 4th thing that all storyboards need to have, which is they need to have arrows, right? And we talked a little bit about arrows last time. So I like to use, and I think it's a good convention, I like to use skinny arrows like this for my character movement. In my next shot, I'm going to have maybe a truck or a tilt or something like that, and I'll use kind of the fatter arrows for a truck, you know, something like this outside the frame to show that I want this shot 2 to truck with my characters. This shot I'm actually going to keep static, my extreme wide shot. Or you know what, we could, you know what, let's get it fancy. Let's do this. Let's put a tilt in this shot. So let's start like this. This will be cool. There we go. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start extreme wide shot. Start at the sky, tilt down to house 3, and then it's Jimmy and Billy turn the corner running. And that brings me to my 5th thing that all storyboards need, and that is description, like that. Description. That's what these little sections underneath each board are for, is for you to describe kind of the order of operations. What happens first? What happens second? How do they raise their hand? Do they do it quickly or slowly, or, you know, whatever the case may be? If there's, you know, a cue that someone needs to hit, you can put that in your description. So this is kind of that big, long walkway there in front of the leadership class. You can even label it leadership right there. So we know that that building on my right. And I'm going to start looking at the sky, and I'm going to tilt down to look at house 3. And then these guys are going to come from around the corner from the back parking lot, chasing each other. And then Jimmy is going to head towards this railing. And once that is done, I can call cut. And that would be my first shot. And then I would tick off the number 1, and I would go to shot number 2 when I'm outside filming. So let's see here. We started in the extreme wide shot. I kind of want to to get a little closer, to get my audience to really identify with Jimmy. So I think for my second shot, I'm going to start with a medium shot. You know what? I wonder if I can just zoom in a little bit. There we go. It's a little bit better. It's really good in there. Hey now. So I think for my second shot, a medium shot that's going to truck. I already kind of planned that out. So let's see here. If this is like the railing, there's that railing there, right? That kind of runs off into the distance like that. Again, you know what? That's not good. I don't like that. I can't draw perspective. It's something I definitely need to work on. That, and then it's kind of like there's that thing over there, that kind of staircase or whatever. But what I really want is I want my boy Jimmy here. Jimmy is going to be bigger now because we're kind of in more of a medium shot. So you got to draw him bigger, right? And medium shots, oh my gosh, my hand, I didn't warm up before. Medium shots are closer to the character, so we need to draw them bigger. And because a medium shot is more about the character than it is about the setting, we're going to put more detail into the character than we do the setting. So I like to then think about their eyes, and we know that Jimmy wears glasses, and he's going to have like some panic on his face. Right, he's freaking out. He's trying not to get attacked. He's going to be wearing his backpack here. We'll have his little backpack on him back there. And if I recall, just wash who's who. Just makes life easier to tell your characters apart. If you don't want to do it with color, you can always just put a big old J on his shirt. That's Jimmy. You can put a B on Billy if you want. Let's see. He's going to come here to this pole, to the railing, and he is freaking out. And he is going to come to the pole and fall over it. Jimmy, let's see. How do I want this? I want the camera's trucking with him. So as he comes to the pole, right? So camera trucks left. Jimmy falls over railing awkwardly. Papers fly. Papers fly. There we go. That works. So this is that railing in house 3, right? I don't need a ton of detail about it. I mean, there's another railing that kind of goes right there. And the railings are kind of that teal silver color because the paint's chipping off. And there's that stairwell behind it in the background. And it's kind of concrete-ish, right? But really what's important here is Jimmy and his actions, right? That's what I'm trying to do in this scene. So first scene, run in, turn, corner, head to the railing, right? When he gets to the railing, I'm going to cut into the medium. The camera is going to truck left with him as he approaches the railing, and he's going to kind of fling himself over the railing. What I'd probably do is I would put some stunt cushions down here on the ground so that my actor could just flop himself over and land and not get hurt. And I might have an extra crew member out of the frame throw some papers up into the frame. You know, papers kind of fly up after he crashes. That would be kind of funny to have the papers kind of flying up after he flops himself over the railing, right? So shot 2, size and shape, good. Shot number, yes. Framing, medium shot, yep, that's a medium shot. arrows for my actor and my camera. Yup. And I have description. Yup. It's not beautiful, but I think that if I gave this to my DVTV crew, who basically have just been had a year, they've learned everything you're going to learn, they could execute that. That's the goal. If you gave a storyboard to your crew and you were not there, you were absent, could they get the shot that you envisioned? Have you given them enough information? If it's so vague, it's just like one stick figure floating on white, which is what I get a lot, right? I get kids who they'll get a storyboard and it'll be like this, like, it's like, what? That's shot 5. That tells me nothing. Like, I don't even know who's supposed to be on what side, right? But this is what I get a lot of the time. And that is just not enough information, right? Just a little bit more. It doesn't take, and I'm moving slow because I'm explaining everything and I'm adding color, which is kind of a bonus. But it's really about the information that you convey. So let's keep going here, and we tilt up just a little bit. There we go. Okay, so he flops over the railing and crashes. Man, I used a truck already. I guess we could what's another camera move we could do? Ooh, this would be really cool. Let's do this. This is tough, but let's see if we can pull this off here. All right, we're going to be looking. Let's see here. The building would be on this side of us. This is the House 3 office right here. And this is the hallway, and there's like the stairs, that little stoop right there where everyone eats lunch. That's right there. And this is kind of that grass area here. And they are going to start in kind of this kind of shape here. Right, and he's running. There we go. And the other guy is behind him, not much further behind him. And again, I like to color it just because it makes it a little easier to tell people apart, but you don't have to. You can just put a letter J and B. This one's going to be a wide shot, but here's what we're going to do. It's going to be wild. We're going to dolly forward here at the same time that these guys are flying past us. So still being chased. Oops, there we go. Still being chased. Camera, and actually the other way I could do this too would be to do kind of the arrow kind of narrowing like that. Dolly. Camera dollies in past, or camera dollies in, actors run past camera. So basically what's going to happen is like this, like, whoa, I'm upside down. That's not going to work. All right, let's think here. How can I explain this, right? The camera person's, and as those characters are moving towards the camera is going the other way. So it's going to be extra fast. It's going to make those actors feel very fast when they are running towards the library. And instead of the camera just chilling, the camera will also, and they'll pass each other, right? So again, there's no like standard way to explain that situation. So I'm just, being verbose. I'm saying, look, they're still being chased. The camera dollies in. The actors run past the camera. So that's hopefully, I could probably find a better way to explain that a little more, right? That they cross each other, right? They cross each other in that moment, right? So that I think would be a kind of a cool action-y shot, right? This is the hook. I'm trying to get my audience really, really engaged here. This is all concrete here. This is all House 3 quad type thing, right? In a wide shot like this, I do want to have a decent amount of information about my setting, right? The wide shot is kind of the mix between characters and location. So in an extreme wide shot, I'm doing a high level of detail on my location. On a wide shot, it's kind of a mix. Again, I probably wouldn't put face on these guys because it's not really important what they're doing with their faces in the wide shot. The close-ups and the mediums are where you're going to want to start putting eye lines and facial expressions and arm placement and things like that that you need to have. Let's see here. Let's do 2 more here. Let's see here. Another shot. Once the camera runs past them, let's start with a shot of, let's do this. This could be cool. Let's do this one. So this will be the library doors. There's the little handles. Got big windows in the library doors, I think. And I think there's even windows to the sides of it, if I recall. It's been a long time since I've been to school, you guys. Probably not as long as you. All right, so here's the library. And all that yet. That's why I use pencil. Let's do this. This will be cool. This would be a good shot. Gotta think cinematic, right? He's got his glasses on. That's right. He wears glasses. Nerd. All right. He's got his backpack on. My dude wears orange. This is a close-up, but what's going to happen is start. I can't fit my paper on it this time. There we go. Start empty. Jimmy runs in, looks around in panic, then decides to hide in library, goes to door. There we go. So basically, I'm going to start with the wide shot of the doors. Jimmy's going to run in and stop in this nice tight close-up of him, kind of look left, look right, library, then run to the door and run inside. So it's a static shot, no camera movement here. The camera's just kind of waiting for him. But again, I want to get another nice tight close-up of my guy here, right? Again, to get my audience to get to know him a little better. Don't want to live in the wide too much, even though it is a chase sequence. So start with the door. He runs into frame, looks around. Where can I go? Where can I go? Where can I go? Oh, the library. And then hightail it into the library door. That would be pretty cool. Let's think here. What would I do? I think that's pretty good. I think you guys are getting it, right? I hope you guys are getting it. No one's spoken up like they're confused yet. Right? Shot number, got my box. I said close up because that's the majority of the shot is, and I'm always trying to think of the framing of the character, right? It's a wide shot of the library doors, but are the library doors important? No, Jimmy's important. So, and even though the shot starts empty, I'm planning on having Jimmy enter the shot, which is another reason that my arrow starts outside the box and then enters. That's kind of a shorthand for he enters the frame to here, and then a second arrow. Then he makes up his mind and goes towards the library and goes inside, goes to the door, and you could even say goes inside. Goes inside. There we go. And then that would probably be the end of my opening sequence, right? He makes his way to the library and ducks inside for safety. So my screenplay, get rid of these things, blammo, right? Here's what I was working off of. A kid, Jimmy, large, imposing, scary looking. Billy chases Jimmy across House 3, jumping over railings, paper fly out of Jimmy's arms as he runs. He makes his way to the library and ducks inside for safety. And I think that's what we've got there. I would probably, since I see the line papers fly out of his arms as he runs, I would maybe add some more papers here. Papers flying off of him. It'd be kind of funny in the wide shot where they run towards the camera and the camera flies by them. That's kind of a complicated shot. And then after that, I would go to the inside. Jimmy runs the next sequence is interior DVHS library continue. Jimmy runs to the back and hides behind a bookshelf. Billy enters the library just as the tardy bell rings. I mean, you could go a lot of different ways with that. You could go with the extreme wide shot of the library, go up to the second deck and shoot down. I would probably try and stay close. I like to stay close to Jimmy. Maybe have a shot of him, a nice tight close-up of him hiding by the books. You know, think about how you want characters to move in your sequences and just try and convey that information, right? It doesn't have to look beautiful, right? My drawings are not great, but I think that they get the job done of conveying the information that needs to be conveyed to my crew, and that's the whole goal of things. You know, like they said, there's no right or wrong way, as long as you are hitting our 5 points of emphasis right here that we talked about, then you'll probably get a perfect grade on these. What I would say, and we'll talk about a little bit next class as you guys are drawing, because next class we're going to be drawing together, is as you move from that extreme wide shot towards extreme close up, this is like the detail needs to go from location to character, right? So in an extreme wide shot, lots of detail on location, not so much on character. Here in the close up or the medium, more detail on the character, less on the location, if that makes sense, right? So it's kind of a balancing. As one gets more detail, the other one gets less detail, like that. All right. So let me kick back to this. Actually, let's go. Yeah, let's do this one. Throw my phone in there, wherever she is. You guys can keep looking at my beautiful drawings. Ah, it's upside down. And throw this up for you guys. Homework, but I use the term loosely. Your homework is to get your blank storyboards ready, because next class we're going to be drawing together. So if you are going to do the 2x2 storyboard, like I did right here, I would print out probably about 5 of these pages, just in case. That way it gives you a couple extras in case you end up crumpling one up and pitching it. Because we're going to basically, everyone's going to draw 16 storyboards. So I would get about 5 of these ready. If you're going to rock the 2x3 variation, I would print about 4 of these out to give yourself some leeway. And if your printer doesn't work, I would start getting your gift card and your paper going. And this is a personal preference. You can do 4 on a page, or you can do this way and do 6 on a page. But I want you guys to have these blanks ready, so that way when we start drawing next class together, you guys are ready to go and you don't have to waste time. Oh, my printer doesn't work. Oh, I'm out. Start doing my trick. Get your pencil sharpened, find an eraser, get some color pencils. No pens, no crayons, because you can't erase them, and get your stuff ready so that we can be storyboarding together next class. I don't want you guys storyboarding without me, because I want to be there to offer help and look at your boards. You guys can turn your cameras on and show me your boards, and that'd be really, really helpful. So get your blank storyboards ready, print them out. The files are in Kablamo Teams. There it is. Go to Teams section, go to Files section. Oh, they're not there. Oh, there they are. 2x2 template, 2x3 template. Right there. Download, keep them, print those suckers off. All right. So if you guys have any questions about storyboards or how to get ready for next class, how to get those blanks ready, you guys can stick around. I returned all of the 4-page screenplays. If you didn't write a 4-page screenplay, you better write something, otherwise you're not going to have anything to board. But I returned all those 4-page screenplays to everybody that turned them in, and I graded them. Yeah, that's about where we're at, peoples. Does anyone have any questions? or anything like that? Question stuff. Yeah, 4-page screenplays. There's still a lot not turned in from a lot of people from Celtics. So I would get on those. That way you guys have something to write. Otherwise, you're just falling further and further behind. All right. All right, I'm going to stop the recording now. I should have stopped it a long time ago.